Hello and welcome. We are here for Ashley's Heart Song on the Win Win Women TV network. This is the place where we get out of the stress and back into our body, our life, and our business. When we tap into the song of our heart, that is when we master the mind and the stress that can steal our life. I am so happy you have joined me for today's show. In today's show, we're going to be speaking to seeking vitality. And it could be seeking vitality in the midst of struggle, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of anything that you are experiencing in your life. It is seeking that vitality. And I am looking forward to sharing with you a lot on that topic. It is one that is close to my heart and one that I have found to be more of a journey, not a destination. But before we get rolling too deeply into the topic, before I get drawn into it, let's take our vitality score. Your vitality score, we are looking at the 4 areas that make up you: your physical body, emotional body, mental body, and spiritual body. So on a scale of 1 to 10, physically, how do you feel today? We're going to do the scale from 1 being physically you feel fatigued, 1 is not feeling good physically, 10 is feeling awesome physically. So put your number down anywhere on that scale. Next, we're going to put the emotional body. Where do you score between a 1 and a 10 emotionally today? 1 being you don't feel good emotionally, you're in the pits, or 10, you feel awesome, you are balanced emotionally, you feel uplifted, right? Joyful. Write down your number between 1 and 10. And next, we're going to check into your mental body. Mentally, where are you today? Stinking thinking, that's going to be around a 1. Or are you filled with positivity? That's going to be a 10. Where are you? Anywhere on that spectrum, 1 to 10. Write down your number. And then 10, or the final one, is your spiritual body. Spiritually, where are you? Spiritually disconnected at a 1 or spiritually connected at a 10? Write down your number anywhere on that spectrum. When you're done, tally up those 4 numbers. High score is a 40. And this score is not something we judge ourselves by. This is just to let us know where we are in our vitality. It also gives you an area in which you can work. So wherever you scored the lowest, maybe you could spend some time this week working in that. And hopefully today's program will be able to help you along that journey of elevating your vitality score. My question for you is, what is vitality? To you, what is your definition of it? If you watch my show on a regular basis, then you know we do the vitality score. So you have an idea that makes up your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual. But really, what does it mean to you to feel and be physically vitality, to feel that vitality? What does that look like to you? What does your life look like when you are filled with vitality, when you are vitality? I'm going to read you a definition that was sourced by Wikipedia, dictionary. Several sources made up this definition. Vitality refers to the state of being strong, active, and full of energy. It encompasses the power that gives life and sustains it. It encompasses the power that gives life and sustains it, allowing living things to grow and thrive. Wow. In a broader sense, vitality is about living with vigor and enthusiasm, which is essential for healthy aging and overall well-being. I want to bring your attention once again to that one sentence that I repeated twice. It encompasses the power that gives life and sustains it. It encompasses the power within you. The power within you is what brings the vitality. Yes, we can hydrate. Yes, we can get plenty of sleep. Yes, we can do all these things for our physical body. But in order to really sustain and give life to ourselves on this journey, it resides in our own personal power. Wow. So when you think now about your own personal power, what does that look like to you? Having personal power, what does that look and feel like to you in your life? Improving our vitality is going to involve a combination of our physical, our mental, and our emotional practices. It's far more than just being physically healthy, and I am going to go through some things that you can attend to that will help you in that physical sense. But true vitality is a soul journey. Our soul is made up of our mind, both the conscious and the subconscious. Our heart, we have a heart brain, we have a knowing and a believing, we have a higher self, we have the spiritual essence of who we are, and we have our emotional being, our emotions and our emotional body. And right there, when you look at all of those, of course, vitality is going to be a lifelong journey. It's not a destination, and that is truly what I discovered on my journey. On my journey towards vitality, when I was first starting out, I thought that it was something I was going to reach and I could sustain all the time once I reached it. And oh my goodness, that is so not the truth at all. Because y'all, we are human beings with the head brain that is designed to save your life. Yes, it is designed to save our life. And so anytime there is something going on in our world, we are going to get all involved in it. And when we go to solve these problems that come upon us, we think in order to achieve it, to overcome that problem that keeps us from vitality, or maybe even to get vitality, that we've got to do it in a restrictive and a punishing, in an extreme hardcore way, right? I've got to dunk myself for 5 minutes in a cold, ice cold pool. I've got to do all of these things that are hardcore, they're extreme. Well, all of those things are great. They're all great. But when we're looking at how do we increase our own vitality, we can think we got to become a guru, or we can just tap into us, ourselves, our own personal power, and discover what that vitality really means for us as an individual, and what we need to do on an individual level to achieve that vitality. When we go at it from this place of competition, from this place of restriction and being extreme and hardcore, the results are temporary at best. Now, there are some who can do this and they stick it. But that is not everyone. That is a very small percentage. We don't want temporary results on vitality. We want sustainable results on vitality, and that in which, to me, it's about a continual growth. That's vitality. Continually growing, continually elevating, continually expanding your own personal power within. That is vitality. And what does that look like? What can that look like for you? When we are in the midst of this external world that is all around us. And that world is filled with threats, dangers, and hard stuff. Y'all, life can be filled with hard stuff. We can interpret life as hard. And when we interpret life as hard, that is when we go through some tough stuff that steals the vitality from us. So when we begin realizing, and when we can step into the invitation that seeking vitality is a journey, not a destination, then everything changes. What we're doing is we're training the soul to be in flow, to trust, to be faith-filled, to breathe in the midst of the struggle. It's a journey towards vitality. You don't have to be the guru, y'all. You just have to be you. You and you inside that flow. So in order to do that, our physical body requires energy. There is energy that takes place in doing all of this. And this physical body is our vehicle that carries our soul through this life. And if we want to experience life in the best of ways, then seeking vitality is the answer. So we start with our physical body. We got to go through the body in order to get to all the good stuff inside the soul. And when we go through the body and attend to the 7 areas of vibrant health that I have outlined in my digital course, Ultimate Health Breakthrough System. Let's see if I can take the light off of that. Here it is, Ultimate Health Breakthrough System. It is my digital course. And this right here goes through all 7 areas that lead to vibrant health. It's about oxygen, it's about hydration, awareness, rhythm, stimulation, stillness, and positivity. When you bring those 7 things together every single day, when you're practicing those 7 components of vibrant health every single day, the health of your physical body will elevate. It can't help it. And once it begins to elevate even more than it already is, once you have those 7 areas, you are going to be in that state of awareness. Remember, awareness was one of them. When you're in that state of awareness, that is when we are bringing in the soul, the mind, the heart, the emotional center. And in the positivity, we're bringing in the mind. But when we bring all of that in together, that is when magic starts to happen. When we begin addressing the subconscious mind within the mind, the heart, and the emotional presence of you, your emotional reactions, your emotions, period. When we begin diving into those, that is when true transformation happens, begins to happen, and continues to happen when you dive into the soul aspect of you. If we attend only to the physical vehicle, the physical body of us, then our results will be temporary. They're not going to be long lasting. And you'll probably live on a roller coaster. Diving into the soul aspect of who you are is the most magical and most important component to vitality. The second thing we must do after attending to our physical self is to make the choice every day, every moment to be here now, be present, be aware of how you react to things. When we're inside that awareness of understanding how we react in life versus respond, that is when we get the leg up. That is when we begin to see vitality on an even greater scale. And we begin to experience vitality, because when we're in that place of seeing how we are reacting in life, we can begin that transformation in responding to life instead. And all we got to do is turn it around, shift our perspective. And we shift our perspective by seeking what's true. Byron Katie has a beautiful process called the truth process. And it's this question process where you're asking, is what I am reacting to, is it true? And more than likely, it's not true. 99.99999 times, it is not true. And then we can turn around by just simply asking ourselves, well, if I never believed that was true, how would I feel? When you take that away, when you take the lie away, and it never even entered into your thoughts, into your awareness, and you can find out what that other side looks and feels like, it's like, wow, I'm free. I'm light. I don't feel a struggle. Okay, so that's what I want to believe. We realize that we have that choice. We can believe the lie. We can believe the truth that it only exists because I'm choosing to be in reaction to it. And so when we simply shift our perspective and choose to believe something that is real for us, the truth for us, believe that, then all of that fades away. And we have a new truth statement, a statement of truth around that situation. And we integrate that belief into our subconscious mind. We begin building a new neural pathway around that. We starve the old neural pathway of reaction, and we're creating this new neural pathway of belief that is positivity, that is truth within yourself. And then all of your physical chemistry is in response to that, which brings life to you, which brings vitality to you on an even greater level. So here's my pro tip for you today. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. We must live the process. We must live inside the seeking of it for the result to stick. Otherwise, there's no reverence, there is no respect or appreciation of the gift you've received. It is taken for granted and leaves as quickly as it arrives. Thank you so much for joining me for today's message on seeking vitality. This has been Ashley's Heart Song. Join me again next week as we continue to armor up our lives. See you then.